What's going on, Jets fans? So yesterday we talked about Corey Davis, a possible replacement with him, and probably the second biggest name that's brought up with Jets and potential cap casualties is defensive end Carl Lawson. Now, look, I think Carl Lawson's a really good football player. I think the main reason his name is being brought up is that the Jets is just a resource allocation thing. I think the Jets feel as confident on defensive end as any position on the roster. They feel like, okay, if we move on from Lawson, we have Huff, we have JJ, and we have Clemens, and we have JFM. We have four solid defensive ends, and most of these guys are young, so we'll be okay. I don't think anybody just wants to get rid of Carl Lawson because he's trash. That's not true. Now, we didn't get 2020 Carl Lawson this year, even though the sack numbers were similar. His pressures and win rate and all that was way down, and just with your eyes, he didn't quite have the same burst. Now, that's to be expected off of the Achilles tear, and Connor Hughes reported that Lawson had a second surgery this time last year. So something went wrong in the rehab and they had to retouch it up, and they didn't think he was going to be available to start the season, and he was. So the thing with Lawson that makes you hesitate, at least me, to cut him is he stronger that second year back? Being 27 years old and having a 1% work ethic, like Carl Lawson is an animal in the weight room. This dude, his work ethic is second to none. So sometimes with these Achilles tears, with these ACL, these big injuries where you have to miss close to a year, sometimes it's that second year back where you really regain your form. And since he's still under 30, maybe do you get that 2020 Carl Lawson back in 2023? But it's a gamble. So I'd consider it. Now, I would like to, if we're going to do that, you do what we talked about with Corey Davis, right? You extend him. So you say, okay, we're going to bring you back, for 2 years, but we're going to work in like a bonus or something so that your cap hit this year isn't $15 million. I don't think the player we saw on the field this year, a below average run defender, honestly, too, getting lost in the sauce and those twists and stunts and lots of big gains that way. But I think it's worth considering what he can give you as a pass rusher. I think we would miss him greatly on this defensive line. We'll see if the Jets can squeeze Carl Lawson into their checkbook this offseason. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll talk football soon.